Hello, everybody, and welcome to another edition of the IWC Radio podcast. Joining me this evening, Chucks and Will, possibly Beans later on, maybe. We don't know. He might be here, might not be. We just have to wait and see. But how you guys doing?
Hello.
Hello.
I'll do it.
There you go.
Hey.
Hello.
I was wondering who was
Yeah, I'm
going
pretty
to-
good.
How's it happening? How's it going? How's it hanging? All that jazz.
Not too bad.
It's hanging.
Hanging.
You know, that's the main thing, right? That's all you can really ask for in the end. How about you? Twitch paid you out yet?
Yeah, they paid me out last month, I want to say. Either around October or November. I can't remember. I'm sure I could look it up if I really
Not
can.
November to remember then.
I'm kind of glad because, like, otherwise I would have been a little bit screwed. Because then, I mean, I would have I have other cash saved up a little bit here, but yeah, this new monitor kind of put a dent into it, and I don't know. What ended up happening was I asked a friend, I was like, "Hey, can you get this for me? Because you have you're a Best Buy member or whatever." And she's like, "Yeah, no problem." And I gave her the money, and she's like, "Oh, you can keep it." I was like, "Aw,
Wow.
that's very sweet." And
Hell of a friend.
yeah, she really is. And I'm gonna put that towards Christmas and whatnot, and some other stuff as well to kind of help out things around here. But yeah, the new
You
monitor.
should buy
came
her
in.
something that is less valuable. What could you buy? Like a smaller monitor. But she's got to get something. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The monitor came in on Thursday after it was being bumped to Friday and originally scheduled for Wednesday. So I figured, it's I guess the perfect in between point. And yeah, this thing's huge.
What size is it?
It is a 24-inch monitor, which I don't know what that is in Euro speak.
No,
No,
24 inch. We use inches too.
Okay. I honest to God wasn't sure if there was a different unit of measure over there or not.
Well, there is. We use metric for most stuff.
Yeah.
But monitors are still in inches.
Okay.
And
screens, mainly.
people, like your height. Generally, people are measured in inches and feet.
Yeah.
But pretty much everything, furniture and whatever, is measured in centimeters. I don't understand.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Well, I do like the option of measuring people in Peter Crouches.
In Peter Crouch,
That works well.
everyone is sub 1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sweet won't get that joke, but I'll explain later.
He's just a very tall guy.
He is. Yeah.
That's basically it. Tall footballer. It's like measuring someone in, I don't know, Giant Gonzalez's.
Or furlongs for horses.
Oh, you measure a horse in hands. They run in furlongs.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Right. But yeah, everything is so huge here. I have to get used to it. I can see all my columns in Twitter and Photoshop just now when I was doing the
So that's bigger than what you had before, I'm guessing.
Yes.
Yeah, it's always a bit of a change in it when you go from something small to big.
Yeah, and it's an LG, which I don't mind, but there's only one button, but to adjust the picture quality or I guess even if I don't know if it has speakers and whatnot, the computer's trying to auto detect it as having some sort of sound capabilities, but to turn it off, you have to click it, and then it's like a joystick sort of thing. And
yeah, I hate those things.
Yeah, I absolutely am not a fan of that. Just give me more buttons, please.
Yeah.
I can beat that for
Apple.
I can beat that for stupid button placement.
Oh.
Have you just got a touchpad or something?
No. I bought these two monitors about 6 months ago, maybe. Working perfectly, nothing wrong with it at all, except for the fact they're made by ViewSonic, which I've heard of, but they're not a big name.
Yeah, they're the El Cheapo brand, I think.
Yeah. Some bright spark at ViewSonic decided to put the button on the back of the monitor. So you've got to like literally stand up and bend over it to turn it off. It's ridiculous.
So it's where, like at the bottom or the top, or
at the bottom? I mean, you could probably fiddle your wrist
reach
around
under
it. Yeah, but it's a bit painful actually because you're bending your wrist. It is.
You sound so old.
34.
Yeah.
Done.
Pain in the wrist.
But yeah, no, why is that a good idea? Who said that was a good idea?
I don't know. I've had similar problems with TVs. When my wife was in hospital this year, they've got the TVs in the room, but no remote controls. They've got one remote control per ward, maybe. So you can ask to have it turned on, but then you're stuck with whatever you're watching, and you can't turn it off.
Yeah.
So I'm like looking all around, feeling all around the outside of the TV for any kind of hidden buttons, and like looking up for instruction manuals on the phone to see if I'm missing something. No, they're TVs with nothing on them. Not even a power button, just nothing. So at the end of the day, I just had to turn it off with a plug. That's it.
Turn your phone into a universal remote if that's even possible.
I don't have infrared on the phone.
Oh, that's right.
And all the TVs now, you can download an app for it, but you have to be connected to the same Wi-Fi. And you can't connect the TV to the Wi-Fi to then... Otherwise, you'd be turning everyone's TV off, I guess.
Friend of mine was kind of similar story. Actually, he was in hospital last year, and he knew he was going to be in for a little while. He was having an operation. So he knew he'd be in for at least a couple of weeks. I don't know if you... I think most hospitals in Britain have got them, probably in America as well. It's like a pay-as-you-go TV kind of thing. So you basically have to pay so much and you get decent channels as opposed to just 4. He figured out that the screen that was on the side of his bed had a HDMI socket.
Oh.
So he bought a Fire Stick. He just used that for the 3 weeks while he was in there.
That's what you do. Hospital hacks. I'd actually bought a universal remote, but the delivery on it would take 2 days, and I think she was getting out the next day. So it's like, I could just buy it anyway and give it to the ward, because they obviously need it.
They need it,
I'll just buy one. Next time we know we're going in, I'll buy one. And then I'll leave it there. I'm not doing it for nothing. Oh, I better do this, because I'm mad.
Oh, yeah. Oh. I have one too as well.
Yeah, I've got one.
That was a show.
What have you guys got? I bet Smoot's got something wacky.
Well, I'm scheduled to get another set of drinks here shortly. But the weather this morning was kind of bad, so tomorrow I'm going to get some more. Right now it's just a Sprite Limonade, the classic.
Sprite Limonade, which is basically just Sprite.
Just Sprite,
with more more lime than usual.
Yeah, pretty
probably
much.
Probably still tastes better than ours, to be fair.
Yeah, probably. That whole sugar tax and all.
Yeah.
Yeah. Other than that, it was. I had that. I think I just polished off Mountain Dew earlier this week. Pepsi Cherry and Squirt, which is a grapefruit-based soda.
Ew, that sounds horrible.
Surprisingly, it's all right. A little bit bitter, just like grapefruit, but yeah, it was all right. I liked it.
I don't know, bitter, too bitter for me.
Yeah.
Squirt, a caffeine-free, citrus-flavored carbonated soft drink from Phoenix, Arizona.
Yep.
I'm on Tango Orange. Traditional Tango.
Yeah. A classic.
I got a pretty good deal actually. They were £7 for a crate of 24, and they were buy one get one free on the crates. So.
What the hell? That's huge.
Yeah.
Have they gone sugar-free, though?
No, actually. No. It's normal. I don't know, I can't see him in the dark here. So. I don't know if it's, what's it, aspartame or whatever it is. I don't know if that's in it, but it tastes nice. What I don't get about, you mentioned the sugar tax before, I don't know if you've noticed this. The sugar tax actually only really applies to Coca-Cola drinks.
Well, I've noticed that nothing else has really changed.
Yeah.
But obviously they've scrapped vanilla, which I guess had sugar in, and they've shrunk all the bottles. Except now they sell 3-liter bottles of Coke, so I don't know how that's okay.
3 liters, wow.
Yeah.
I thought they'd stopped doing that, because I know they did, and then they started again.
I only ever see them in like pound shops. You go to Poundland or one of the.
Yeah, they used to make them. At least Coke did anyway. Coke made them purely for Iceland.
Okay, yeah.
And then they stopped doing it when the tax come in. But yeah, I've noticed if you go to the likes of any supermarket, you'll pay, I don't know, about £1 for a bottle of Fanta, maybe.
Yeah, something like that.
And you'll pay $1.20 for a bottle of Coke or Pepsi.
Yeah. My guess is there's more sugar in Coke than there is in just about anything else.
But I thought the idea was, I mean, maybe I'm probably shouldn't be saying this, but I thought the idea was that it's the amount of the tax is on the sugar, not the drink.
Well, it only kicks in when you have a certain amount of sugar in something.
Right.
So I think if there's like, I don't know, whatever, 30 grams of sugar in per 100 mil or whatever crazy amount of sugar there is, that would hit it. But if you've got only 15, it wouldn't.
Yeah. Makes sense, but I always assumed, like your full fat drinks and not your diet ones, they were all kind of the same.
I would have thought so. And there's even more sugar in like grape juice than there is.
Yeah.
So I don't know how that is okay.
Also, why isn't the tax on actual sugar?
Yeah.
On just a bag of sugar.
Bag of sugar,
yeah. Yeah. That's a good question. And why did they have to scrap vanilla Coke but not cherry?
Cherry's nice.
That tells me that it's not.
Ouch.
Ouch.
I'm not sure I could do the show with you anymore.
It just sounds like it's just that doesn't sound like a sugar tax thing. It just might be a flavor thing, determining like popularity over there.
I don't think it's actually called sugar tax. It's called something else.
Well, whatever.
It's called no, what you mean. No, it's not you. It's wrong. I don't know what they call it, but I think the rules around it are a bit strange because, like I say, even if you go to like a McDonald's and you buy a drink there, it's only the Coke that you pay more on.
It seems to be. So, originally called the Soft Drinks Industry Levy.
That's it, yeah.
The tax puts a charge on 24p on drinks containing 8 grams of sugar per 100 ml and 18p on a litre. 18p for 5 to 8 grams of sugar per 100.
Okay. That makes sure. Slightly more.
Soft Drinks Industry Levy.
I'm guessing that's why it doesn't apply to actual sugar then as well.
Yeah. It's just for soft drinks. I stand corrected on the 3-litre Cokes. It's actually 2.25 litre.
Ooh.
Yeah.
And you can buy 2 of those in B&M for £4.20. That's a good deal.
Yeah, that's not bad, actually.
Only, I don't know, in my old age, I now just buy cans. They stay fresher.
Yeah.
They cost more. I used to be all about the value. Now I think it's a little more to get a 24-pack of cans, but I'll just do it.
Yeah. Yeah, I prefer cans these days.
Yeah.
I know we shouldn't, but it's a bit more easier to get rid of as well. You just throw it away when you finished.
Into the recycling, obviously.
Into the recycling, obviously.
Crazy. One more thing to wrap up the pre-wrestling talks, I guess. It's talking about getting paid out by people, as we very, very briefly were. 25 minutes ago. I've now been refunded for a flight that I paid for in January and was cancelled in April. And I've been chasing a refund ever since.
Huh.
Nice.
Like nearly 8 months I've been asking for a refund for this flight. Cancelled because of the Rona, and they offered that you can have you can rebook for any time that they start flying again. You can have kind of store credit, whatever. You can put it towards another thing, or you can have a refund. I'll have a refund then. We'll get back to you.
Really?
Finally came through, so that's a relief. It's good timing for it.
I have a non-successful refund story.
Oh.
It's still ongoing, actually. I bought a new Sky remote for the Skybox.
They cost so much.
25 quid.
Ridiculous.
Wow.
Yeah. I don't know if you know, you can actually do it on the box itself.
Yeah, you don't want to keep getting up.
Well, exactly. There's an account section on there, and then it's got accessories, where you can also buy Sky branded water bottles. There you go. Anyway.
Like if you're one of their cyclists.
Yeah.
On Team Sky.
Team Sky. So I needed one for upstairs because the one we've had upstairs, I can't for the life of me find it anyway. I actually wanted one of the new ones. They've got one of the new ones with the new buttons on, the new voice buttons. Anyway, ordered it through there, £25. The order went through okay. Said it'd be with me in 2 days. Nothing turned up. I did get an email which looked like half an email, if that makes sense. It looked like the email you would get if you've bought something from Sky.
Yeah.
But then, as I looked down in the email where it said, where you would expect it to say what you've bought and what you've paid, that was blank.
Huh.
So, and then it said Royal Mail tracking number, and that was blank. So I thought,
could have been sent out a template.
Yeah. So I thought, that's a bit odd, but okay, we'll let them have the 2 days and see what happens. Anyway, nothing turned up in 2 days. So I get onto Sky. Long story short, they said it was delivered to me on the 9th, which was Wednesday. It wasn't.
Yeah, but you ordered nothing, so technically it was delivered to you.
So I put a complaint in through the website because you can't phone anyone these days.
Oh, I know. That's
since COVID, phone lines have eaten all phone lines.
Yeah.
So I put a complaint in, and then I got a generic reply saying, "Please check your Royal Mail tracking reference." I was like, "I didn't get one. I can't." So replied back explaining what had happened again. And then I get a phone call this morning. Bear in mind it's Saturday morning. It's a phone call at 7:45 Saturday morning.
Good
Exactly.
Lord.
To be fair, their call centre is in India. They probably don't know.
It gets better. This guy was Scottish.
Oh yeah, that's true. Actually, Sky is in Glasgow.
So, as you can imagine, the 7:45 on Saturday morning, I'm away to the mixer because I'm, far asleep.
Yeah.
Nearly told him to rev off when he said he was going. Then I realised I put a complaint in and that wouldn't have gone down well. And then he explained to me that he said, "See, normally we have to put a complaint in ourselves with Royal Mail because we've just sent it out. We're not actually delivering it." And so yeah, that's fair enough, but it's no real help to me, is it? He said, "I've still got to wait." He said, "Yeah." He said, "On the way," he said, "To be honest with you, the way Royal Mail is right now, they're not answering any complaints for like 3 weeks." So I was like, well, okay, I'm not waiting 3 weeks for a remote. What happens? So he basically, long story short, he turned around and said, I'm just going to put a new order in for you. He went to me, they're only 25 quid, aren't they? They're not really that expensive. I was like, no, they are.
Turns out that is quite expensive. That's more than a remote control should cost.
So long story short, he sent out a new one today, which he said I should get by Wednesday. He said I should get it before Wednesday, but I haven't had it by Wednesday. Then I've got to. He's giving me a number, a special number to ring that I'll get through on apparently. So yeah, I'll see what happens there. Mine's not as exciting as yours. Sorry.
No, actually, I think I prefer yours.
Really?
It involves hating Sky, and I'm kind of down with that.
It's an ongoing story as well, so there's maybe a part 2 to it next week.
I'll be waiting.
I think we have Beans on the line now.
Oh,
hello.
Hey, there he is. How's it going?
Sorry, gentlemen. How are we all?
It's all right.
Want us to start again? So let's recap everything for Beans.
Oh my god. Previously on the IWC.
Have I got to do this again? Hang on.
Hey!
Jesus, are you getting drunk?
On tango.
I can't do it because I've got
tango's over
tea.
He's got...
So if I try and do it, it's boiling hot as well. So I'm in trouble if I try and do any kind of noise.
I should have opened that because I've got the other one still full.
I did that on one show. I just kept opening cans and never drank any. And then I had like 3 cans in front of me. I thought, I've got to drink them before they go flat.
Yeah.
That's called the Chris Cash method of doing a radio show. You just keep opening cans.
Oh, I thought you meant keep doing it until it goes flat.
Oh!
I had to get in there because I know Chucks was going to get in there at some point.
I actually wasn't. I'm disappointed that I wouldn't have got to that one.
So how are you, Beans?
Yeah, I'm okay. I've got a thumping headache.
No, I'm sorry.
No, it's just been one of them days. Jack had a long sleep in the day. You know, when he normally never sleeps at all, and then he thinks in the middle of the day, just as you're thinking of getting his tea ready and ready for like getting him for bed, he just thinks, I feel like I'm going to have a nap. Like, 2 hours later, it's like, oh my God, he's still asleep. So tonight he basically thought, well, I'm on a long one now, so I'll stay up till 10:30 at night, So, yeah. All well and good when you haven't eaten all day and sitting there thinking, just go to bed, I want to make some food. And you can't do it while he's there because he'll just want everything that you want, so.
That reminds me, I've got a food complaint.
Oh.
This is kind of along the lines. Remember the infamous pizza last year?
Oh yeah, the free pepperoni pizza.
Yeah.
The Chicago.
So I bought some Chicago Town.
Chicago Town, that's it.
Yeah.
That was the same brand.
No, that was the pizza.
Yeah.
Yeah. I bought 2 chicken pies from Tesco. They look fairly decent until I cooked them today, and there was about a minute piece of chicken inside the pie, and the rest of it was just, I assume, was gravy.
If you got a picture of it, and I swear, if it's just like one piece of chicken on the pizza,
and I couldn't be bothered, I just had to.
Great
pie. That's so relatable and depressing at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I debated taking a photo and making a complaint, and
I'd have done it. I'd have done it. Take the photo.
Yeah.
Then you can consider. I've got the photo. I might send it later. I might not. Well, now you've eaten it.
I mean, the thing is, though, was your phone near you? Because it's one of them things where...
that's it. It wasn't near.
Yeah, if I've got to make an effort to go get my phone to take a pic, and we're in a whole new category of botheredness.
That's why you need to
it was
always keep your photo around when you've got food. You need to get in the habit of Instagramming every meal, just for this. Tell you what you could do. Cook the other pie tomorrow, eat all of the chicken out of it, and then take a photo.
Hey, you know what might be the same? I never thought of that.
Maybe.
That one might have all the chicken from the one that should have...
Maybe.
Oh, it might be double
might
stuffed
be overloaded chicken.
Yeah. There'll be no gravy in the next one.
Well, that's what I was about to say, to be honest. I had chips, and the gravy, there was quite a lot of gravy, like I said, because there wasn't much chicken. So I essentially had chips and gravy. It was quite nice in the end.
Well, don't tell them that.
I had chips and gravy with a bit of pastry on the side.
Well, there's that thing, isn't there, about meat and potato pies and how they've changed them so that they used to be called potato and... they called meat and potato, but they changed them to potato and meat because there's more potato than meat in them now.
Oh, they have to organise it by amount of...
Yeah, it's bloody stupid. It's like, right, because it's really changed, hasn't it? Like,
potato and meat pie just sounds wrong, though.
It does, doesn't
it?
it?
I've never liked meat and potato pies. I should do, because I like meat and potatoes.
That just sounds like a shepherd's pie.
Without chicken in it.
That just sounds like a shepherd's pie at that point.
Like nothing pie.
Empty pie.
Empty pie.
You're on a winner there. You can tell that. Do you ever just eat a pie and want just pastry? This is the pie for you.
Greg banging on me door.
Sorry. I found recently a roast dinner is nice, right? I do a chicken roast with the potatoes and the vegetables and everything. It's all good. That's a nice thing to do. What you can do is any leftovers, which sometimes you might make a little bit more just to deliberately have some leftovers. Instead of going with the sandwich, the Christmas dinner leftover sandwich, that makes a great pie.
Yeah.
Nice and pastry. Stick the chicken and potatoes and the carrots and whatever you got. Even the pigs in blankets. A little bit of sausage, a little bit of bacon. That's all good in a pie. Cook that next day. Sometimes even better than the roast. So yeah. Roast in a pie.
I'd like to say you're onto something, but someone beat you to it.
Oh. I'm sure I'm not the first one to go up with roast in a pie. Basically a meat and potato pie, to be honest.
When not this year for obvious reasons, but when we had one of them Christmas markets in Liverpool.
What are they? Forgot what they look like.
Yeah, one of the little stores was doing a filled Yorkshire pudding with a roast dinner in it.
Yeah, the roast dinner served in the Yorkshire pudding. That's good. I like that.
See, I've got a little theory about roast dinners around about this time of year. I just, like you, appreciate a good roast dinner, like you just said.
Good.
Now, you fast forward in a couple of weeks, and this actually goes for you as well, Spook, because it goes for Thanksgiving as well.
Oh.
Yeah.
Your Christmas dinner and your Thanksgiving dinner is essentially a big roast, let's be honest.
Oh my, I can't believe you've said that.
It is. Let's be honest.
Christmas dinner is a roast dinner with sprouts.
Well, yeah, it's a big dinner. So,
yeah.
See, what I do is, right about now, what are we now, 4 weeks away from Christmas dinner?
Less than that, 12 days.
I'm wondering if you're actually going to tell me that you're going to start eating your Christmas dinner 3 weeks before.
No.
This is when you start doing practice roast dinners to get the timing down.
No,
yeah, this is what I'm on
all wrong. Doing it all wrong. Round about now, probably earlier now, probably about beginning of December, you stop having roast dinners.
Oh.
You don't touch roast dinner. You have something else entirely. And then by the time you get to Christmas, you appreciate it more because it's a big roast dinner.
Huh? I don't do them very often anyway.
I don't prefer.
But yeah, you may be onto something. I kind of like the idea of having more, because then you have more. But I like your quality over quantity argument. There is something to be said.
With a Christmas dinner as well, you do loads, obviously.
Yeah.
And then you have it again on Boxing Day. You have the same thing
In a pie.
In a pie.
I'm really getting hungry again now. I'm
A bit late for a roast now, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is a bit, but it was also a bit late for making a spag bol, but I still did it.
Having said that, tomorrow is Sunday.
Yeah.
The traditional. No, hang on. Sorry, I thought about the can of worms here. Traditional
I'm not hungry anymore. I don't want a can of worms.
When do you have your roast dinner?
You mean when, like what day or what time?
Yeah. What day?
What day? Generally, I work in the evening, so I don't want to make a roast dinner in the week. So it'll be a weekend. Usually a Sunday. It could be a Saturday. You know.
If it's a Saturday, you're evil.
It's not what God intended.
What about you, Beans?
I gotta say, I mean, it doesn't always happen, but when it does, it is a Sunday afternoon. So
that's good. Well done. Traditional.
Usually a Sunday. It's
got to be a Sunday. Just guy in work. Why is it on a Wednesday?
Yeah, midweek roast. It's
no.
Unorthodox.
No. Cross the line there.
Get.
I can't say that I've never not eaten one midweek.
I've done it myself, but I've not actually cooked one myself in a midweek. For starters, I've got the time.
Yeah.
It takes a good 2.5 hours, 3 hours to prepare a decent roast dinner. What's the...
And Bessie's.
Yeah, Chucks, go away.
Those look interesting.
I've
I would eat
seen
those.
them in the shops.
I would eat those.
Yeah.
Although it doesn't look like you get much in a bag, I have to say.
No, 700 grams. There's a fair amount of potato in there.
And Bessie's are quite nice. It's totally cheating, but they are very nice.
Should we talk about wrestling now?
Oh, man.
Oh, you mean you've not already done that bit?
No.
I thought I'd come in after the wrestling.
No.
Oh, damn.
This is a preamble.
I haven't.
We have 5 minutes of wrestling. I didn't watch any. You didn't watch any.
I didn't tell them.
I'm not quite sure I can add much more to this show.
But how did you do your roasting?
Actually, being honest, you know, when I said that I've never watched AEW, I was watching Revolution last, and John Moxley won the title, and I fell asleep and woke up just as he won, so I never actually watched it properly. So on my Skybox, I've got about 90-odd episodes of Dynamite recorded.
Oh, no.
And for some bizarre reason this week, I thought, I'm going to see what this is like. And I put it on just purely out of interest to see what it looked like with wrestling with a crowd. But yeah, I ended up watching, well, not watching properly because I kind of fast-forwarded through most of it, but I ended up going through 2 episodes of Dynamite, and I'm like on this bizarre thing now, like you would do in 20 years on the network, and think, I'm going to watch this from... you know, this particular year. So I'm now doing retrospect AEW watching. So I'm right smack in the middle of March 23rd, I think, at the moment.
Wow. AEW retro. Didn't think we get that just yet.
You're ahead of the curve, yeah.
Yeah.
This is the kind of thing that people will start doing 10 years from now. Let's look back and follow it along 10 years to the day.
Yeah.
You're getting on it right now.
Yeah.
You need a spin-off podcast of you watching this year's Dynamite.
They'll probably fast forward through the pandemic year. Or years.
Yeah.
Oh no, this is the pandemic review.
Don't say years.
Thank you, Will. I'm glad somebody
I
caught that.
think I'm about what? I'm like 1 or 2 weeks away from it actually all going wrong.
Oh my god.
It's funny actually. I was watching something quite recently. God, I don't know what it was. Some documentary about something, and it's one of them where it happened earlier on this year. And you could see it was like it was in February, and you could see it was the thing about the hotel in London. The documentary about the hotel in London. I can't remember what the hotel is called. Anyway, long story short, you could see as it was getting to February, and then they were getting into March, and I could see what was going, but they couldn't. She did the same with the there was one about Heathrow as well.
Oh yeah.
And they were doing something similar, but they had to stop filming for obvious reasons. So, but yeah, they were doing the same thing. It was like you could see it was getting to February, and then it was dragging into March. And then...
you poor fools! It's like watching EastEnders around this time of year when someone says nothing's gonna ruin this Christmas. Someone's gonna die.
There was a guy on the radio actually. He was talking about the game shows you see on TV now. He was saying some of them aren't, but he said the majority of them were filmed around about this time last year.
Yeah.
And he was saying you see them when they get to like the end bit where they get asked what they're gonna do if they win.
Yeah.
And they might go, I'm gonna go on holiday. We're going to go see my uncle in Australia or whatever.
I'm gonna buy a shitload of loo roll.
You realise that the guy in the video was saying they've got all these plans from what they're going to do with the money, and in actual fact they were just sitting at home on the couch in the dressing gown like everybody else. Apparently, sorry, we're going way off now. If you're on a game show, and let's say you film in December last year, if you win, and let's say you win 10 grand, you don't get the money until the program's aired.
Yes.
Not true.
That's somewhat true over here as well. Yeah, some of them do that.
Yeah. So apparently, it's a way of if the network think the show is crap and don't bother with the rest of the series, they don't have to pay you out.
But you'd already won it.
Yeah, you'd already won.
You'd be absolutely livid, wouldn't you?
Apparently, it's all in the contract that you signed to agree when you go on it. So, but yeah, you'd be fuming, wouldn't you?
So you're waiting to watch yourself like win $1 million.
Yeah.
Oh, I hope I get this
just
question
hoping
right.
that the feed doesn't cut out. So you're like, I hope I'm gonna do it. I hope I'm gonna do it. Knowing that you have, but not being too sure, it might not air.
Yeah, there was I think there was something actually during the pandemic. There was a guy on, I don't know what game show it was. He'd won like I say 50 grand, and his business went bust, and he was looking at losing his house.
Uh-oh.
And I can't even know where it was. I definitely read it, but basically because he knew he'd won this 50 grand, but his program hadn't aired yet. He hadn't had the money, so he contacted the producers, and they agreed to pay him out on a special occurrence because obviously he needed it.
Thank God there's some fucking sanity in the world. I thought you were going to tell us that it turned around and went, fuck off.
No!
Oh, well. We've got more bad for you news for you. We've been cancelled.
You're not getting a penny.
You enjoyed your day and you got that shitty little glass trophy.
Anyway,
especially when I talk about wrestling, me.
Yeah, I was just kind of skimming through the results here. Not much to talk about. Seems like a slow news week. When's TLC? Next week, right?
Next week, yeah.
Okay, so that'll be our prediction
Oh my
show.
God! I remember thinking when that was advertised, I thought, "Oh my God, that's right before Christmas."
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Now you're telling me it's next week, and I'm like, "Oh, for fuck's sake, it's Christmas."
I always think the worst thing is literally the day after TLC, we start the road to the Royal Rumble.
That's right.
That's scary.
And the road to the Royal Rumble ends at the start of the road to WrestleMania.
Unless there's a roadblock.
Yeah,
and
there's a roadblock.
Yeah,
for fuck's sake.
Let's see here on Raw. I'm just going to read the results here. Asuka defeated Shayna Baszler. where if I can throw it up on the stream here, where she has her in like some weird foothold. It's kind of weird. Ricochet and Dana Brooke defeated Slapjack and Reckoning of Retribution. Kofi Kingston defeated Shelton Benjamin, and Cedric Alexander defeated Kofi Kingston. I guess it was one of those like, oh, you can beat him, but can you beat this guy? Sort of things. AJ Styles, The Miz, and John Morrison defeated McIntyre, Sheamus in a 2-on-3 handicap match. Okay. Bobby Lashley defeated Jeff Hardy for some reason. I'm surprised Hardy's still like A-okay to go after that last week spot where he did the swanton and his head hit the steps.
I know, yeah, that's crazy.
Christ. Bray Wyatt and Randy Orton ends in a no contest, and apparently at some point the Fiend showed up during that, because then what was not pictured, this was the teaser, there it is, the Fiend emerges from darkness to shock Randy Orton. There you go. Because they both like goozle each other somehow. So there's that. Then on SmackDown, Sasha Banks opted to battle Carmella in SmackDown Women's title match on SmackDown. Wait, what kind of a headline is that? Wait a minute.
Sasha Banks opted to battle Carmella in SmackDown Women's title match on SmackDown.
What the hell?
Who wrote this? Hold on. Michael Burdick, you're fired. Get out of here.
Is that same one you were calling last week?
Yeah, I was like, oh, this is a new guy. He must be all right. And he writes a fucking word salad and a headline there. What a goof.
I mean, it is right. It's not an incorrect sentence, but calling it the SmackDown Women's title
on SmackDown
doesn't really make sense. Yeah, it doesn't make sense in this. You can call it just the Women's title. It's fine.
Yes.
Branding. He's a victim of the branding.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, that picture of Sami Zayn on that profile, them shots on the right.
Oh, this one, yeah, what about it?
If you scroll up. Sorry, it's a bit delayed. Yeah, that one. Jesus Christ, he looks like a psychotic Santa from here when he's that small.
What about now? Hold on.
Oh, now he's big.
I was going to try to zoom in, it wouldn't work.
It looks like someone's like photoshopped the hair on the back of his head. It doesn't look like it's actually his.
Oh, I guess, yeah.
The nose is not unlike Triple H's nose.
Big.
The more I look at it, the more I think he looks like Triple H. But maybe that's just me.
Dolph Ziggler defeated Montez Ford for some reason. Intercontinental Champion Sami Zayn defeated Big E by countout. Kevin Owens punished Jey Uso. Roman Reigns unleashed a vicious assault on Kevin Owens and made a threat towards his family, apparently. Riot Squad defeated...
No, he didn't do the same thing in that headline where, like, Jey Uso KOs KO.
Riot Squad defeated Natalya and Billie Kay, who looks unhappy there. Nakamura and Cesaro defeated Otis and Chad Gable. And Carmella defeated SmackDown Women's title match Sasha Banks by disqualification. Defeated SmackDown's Women's title match Sasha Banks. Yeah, you're fired. Pack your shit and get out of here, Michael Burdick. You're fired. Learn to write better headlines. My God. There was a segment on SmackDown where... let's see if I can try to pull it up here real quick. Apollo Crews like made fun of like Sami Zayn, and he had like a shirt with like a hand-drawn
T-shirt.
Yeah. And apparently it was like a really popular item here. Let me pull it up on Twitter. Let's see here. Yeah, those headlines are awful. That guy needs to do better. Or like reread his product or whatever.
I wonder how many people actually realized how bad his headlines were there. It's probably just you.
Probably just me.
Who reads those things?
Yeah.
And now Vince is on to him.
Because Vince listens to us?
Clearly.
Well, I'll drop him a quick message.
All right.
Sami Zayn tweeted, "I like how Big E and Apollo Crews tried to mock me last night, and instead resulted in me getting the greatest merch in WWE history, and it's this shirt right here. $28. $28 can get you this shirt that you can literally mock up in MS Paint.
This reeks that everyone in the crowd. Oh, hang on, we don't have a crowd. But everyone at home is going to be wearing that T-shirt now, and he's going to end up with like the Daniel Bryan push for WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like it because there's nothing on the back.
That's a good point.
There's a good bit from, I say good, it was mildly amusing. From Raw, the end of Raw, it was McIntyre and Sheamus teamed up against The Miz and Morrison. And at the end of Raw, there was, I can't remember actually how they came to be there, but there was a lot of chairs in the ring. And McIntyre was throwing them at The Miz, who was on stage. And then he'd left his Money in the Bank briefcase in the ring as well. To which McIntyre then threw the briefcase at The Miz. He completely missed The Miz and got the Titantron. And broke it. Don't know if you can put that. Not the Titantron, actually, it was the stage Tron, if you like.
Oh yeah, where he checks the case and it hits the one screen there.
I thought that was kind of funny.
Yeah, they even got a replay of it, I think, at some point.
Did they really?
That's a hell of a throw.
Yeah.
It was, yeah.
I mean, when Brock Lesnar did it, he took out some of the bars and whatnot.
Just had flashbacks to Brock Lesnar throwing a car door.
It was like car door, yeah.
Car door, yeah.
I remember.
That's kind of funny.
I went to a wrestling show last night. Someone threw a car door at me.
Anything? Let's see here. Was there anything else that happened on Raw or SmackDown, or can we just move on?
The SmackDown, it's not even that interesting really, but the SmackDown was the first one from Tropicana Field.
Oh, was it really?
Which you wouldn't have noticed because it looked identical.
Yeah, it does look pretty the same, really. Going through all the images here,
it looks the same, even though it's like a 60,000 seater stadium.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, they kind of built an arena in the arena. If that makes sense.
Oh bloody hell!
Not really.
Yeah.
You have to explain that one.
John Albert actually put a photo of the construction.
They basically put cubicles up, haven't they?
Oh, because this is the baseball field, isn't it?
Yeah.
So it's going to look kind of weird.
Yeah.
The only difference that I've seen from watching SmackDown last night was the big screen, the Jumbotron, if you like, above the ring.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Has now got a screen underneath it, like they used to do on NXT.
Oh, NXT ones, yeah.
It kind of looks good, actually. Don't know if you can throw that up. That's the photo John Albert took from inside, which kind of makes you get a better idea of what they're doing.
Yeah, of course. Hold on. Friend of the show,
Actually, John didn't. Oh, John did take it. Yeah, I did.
There it is.
God, you were right. They're actually building a stadium.
Yeah.
So it's going to be open air?
No, they've put a roof on it.
A roof on the big stadium or the little stadium?
Both.
Is that okay? So it is actually enclosed.
So I take it then when they get to TLC, they're not going to treat it like it's a 60,000 seater baseball stadium either.
No, I think you're going to get what we've always had since when was it, October?
How long's the lease on this thing then?
I don't know, actually.
That one guy said another 3.5 months, but we'll see.
Apparently, they want fans in for the Rumble.
Yeah, good luck with
Are
that,
they
pal.
doing the Rumble here? Or have they got another one somewhere else scheduled for the Rumble?
Can they not do one in Australia?
Yeah. Speaking of getting crowds in, the reason we're a little bit late tonight, I was watching the Anthony Joshua boxing fight again. What's the guy's name? Pulev. And they were at Wembley Arena, and they let 1,000 fans in tonight. And considering it's like what I think it's like 18,000, is it normally, something like that?
I'm going to say that should be at least TNA levels of.
Do you know what? That was really good, and maybe it's because we're used to not having fans over the last few months. But they really did create a really good atmosphere.
It was like they were saying, like in football as well, like especially with, they're obviously all outdoor, but if you're one of the 2,000 that gets to sit in a 45,000 seat stadium, you kind of have an obligation to make an atmosphere.
Yeah. That was really good, and they normally with boxing, it's a little bit. They don't really tend to do production, do they, in boxing? Very rarely anyway. But they'd done a little bit. They had a little proper stage and a little bit of a wrestling setup actually. They had a proper stage and a big screen and a ramp and everything. And it looked really good. And there was only 1,000 in there. I thought that would be really good for a wrestling show. I think it depends on the fans as well. You gotta get the right fans in there, haven't you? But yeah, I was quite impressed, considering there was only 1,000 in there.
I mean, obviously, I don't know the full situation with where America stands with everything, but I believe numbers are just as bad as they've ever been with it. So I can't imagine that there's going to be much changes in any lifting of restrictions and things. I don't know. But I mean, what's the plan? I mean, I know you mentioned that there's a possibility that they wanted to do fans for the Rumble, but I'd imagine that that's realistically not going to happen.
Yeah. Excuse me. Sorry.
I'm rewatching
no one seems to know.
The editing bit here to SmackDown where Carmella takes a wine bottle to Sasha Banks. Yeah, there we go. A little bit of the bubbly.
She smashed it on her lower back.
Yeah, it looked like.
Oh my god! She was trying to kill her.
Yeah. Corey
that was
looked
a
like
genuine bottle, and you went to smash it into her kidney. You're probably going to slice her spine open.
Corey looked legitimately upset. Like, what are you doing? This is too much.
Yeah. Speaking of that,
we're on the sofa tonight.
Carmella's now hanging around with some big, huge guy. So I don't know whether is Corey aware of this. Or...
I was going to say I wouldn't call Corey a big, huge guy.
Is it Big Cat?
No.
She used to hang out.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah. He's like some kind of bodyguard, and he was doing things, going together things, and basically she was telling him what to do. Corey didn't seem particularly bothered by the situation, so.
Yeah, he seemed like whatever. He seemed more concerned about the wine bottle shot than anything. What happened on AEW? AEW was kind of taped this week. Oh, it was taped, but
I was just going to say, kind of taped?
Yeah. Therefore, I was just like, I'll just kind of coast through it. I hate the taped AEW shows because, like, the crowd noise is way louder than it should be. Like, you can barely hear the announcers at times.
Is it a case of they just actually turn up the volume that was there, or did they fake it like WWE?
I think they
had some in.
I think they faked it.
There's also been some real bad, like, echoey stuff going on in the backstage interviews.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys have noticed that, but it's
AEW
impossible to hear what's going on sometimes. Yeah, AEW.
I heard that the last time I watched it live on Fight about 4 weeks ago.
That might
everything
be
everything backstage was just the audio. The audio was like you were watching it in the arena from a screen, and not
weird.
actually on your TV. That makes sense. There's a question then. So how many are they allowing into AEW?
Usually, wasn't it like 1,500 or something like that on the last pay-per-view?
Sounds
right. So they've actually started getting crowds back then.
Yeah, they've been doing it for about a month or so now, haven't they?
Aren't they struggling to get them in though? Because they're not moving around. It's the same people.
Really?
Yeah, they're kind of losing interest now. They're trying to sell like a whole month's worth of tickets in a bundle.
That's right. I showed them advertising that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Then again, I'm sure. I mean, if they would, apparently they are quite desperate to get some sort of crowd attendance for the Rumble.
I mean, the thing is, like you say as well, with it being like, I mean, it's the big season, isn't it, for WWE? So it's like, I dread to think what it's going to be like if you have another year of sitting watching a Rumble with television screens and fuck it as a crowd and bloody a WrestleMania again in Florida again, fucking with no fans.
Yeah.
It's not going to be as bad as last year or this year, I guess.
Yeah,
I can't. Video fans.
No, I didn't. I think I don't know. I mean, there was thought they might even delay Mania till later on. So, if you're talking May, June, maybe, then I think we're going to be in a lot better position than we are now. Even if you're not getting the full stadium, you might get half of it or something.
Yeah, I mean, like you say, I think it's one of them things where you don't necessarily have to have a huge crowd to get the atmosphere. Because look at Blackpool.
Yeah, exactly.
How many people were in there, and the atmosphere was probably the most intense wrestling atmosphere in a good way, if you know what I mean. Like the energy in the building was ridiculous. So, I mean, you can get that. That's great, but is that kind of, like what direction are they going in with it?
I know it's not quite the same, but that boxing was watching tonight. I mean, they said they let 1,000 in Wembley Arena. You wouldn't have known. You'd have thought there was a full house. The atmosphere in there was really good.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I know I'd take this with TNA, but I mean, like for a long time, that was their kind of crowd level anyway, weren't it? I mean, and you wouldn't, when TNA was actually, a decent second. Well, I mean, I know they've changed again and they are pretty good again now, but I mean, before everything kind of went to pot, like you'd watch a TNA show and you'd watch a WWE show, and you wouldn't be commenting on how the crowd sounds. You felt like you were watching a very similar product. It was just a number, weren't it? So it's. I don't think that, like you say, you don't necessarily have to aim to even get 8,000 or 9,000 fans in. As long as you're getting a few hundred in, you're going to get some amount of atmosphere. Yeah.
Full Sail's like 400 in it. It's tiny, but the atmosphere early on was great there.
Yeah.
How many are they letting into the Capital Wrestling Centre? Because they are letting some in there, aren't they? I know it's very few. I think it's maybe hundreds.
What's the Capital Wrestling Centre?
The Performance Center.
Yeah, formerly known as the Performance Center.
That's what they call the PC now instead of
the home of WrestleMania.
Yes, the home.
Has a rather impressive gym and a strange conference table with some mesh fencing above it for some reason. But...
Have you seen it recently?
No, his head's still there.
No.
Yeah, that match is still going on.
It's still going on the back.
Speaking of
the Orton's hiding under the table going, is it gone yet?
Speaking of Impact, I actually watched Impact Wrestling because they uploaded their episode this week onto YouTube. And it was interesting. They had like entrance music being played like at full volume, basically. wasn't as like overpowering like the crowd noise on AEW, but it's, like you could actually hear the entrance musics and all that stuff. Josh Matthews still calls the show, and he's still terrible. It's interesting that Madison Rayne is with him. When Rosemary came out, he called Rosemary one of the cornerstones of the Knockouts division at this point in her career, and I was like, that's a bold statement to say when you're like sitting next to your wife, who's been a prominent Knockouts champion for quite some time.
Hang on a minute. Josh Matthews and Madison Rayne are together?
Yeah, they're married.
Yeah, I know, right?
Wow.
That's probably the biggest, like, how the hell did they pull that off type of thing since, like, Miz and
How
Maurice.
the hell did he pull that off?
That's the biggest.
So much better.
Yeah.
That's the biggest shock since Maurice was going.
That's what I said, yeah. Miz and Maurice. Yeah.
Everyone's like, what?
But yeah, it was. I mean, the show overall, the product was pretty good. It's just, maybe if they uploaded more onto YouTube, I'd go back to sort of watching it weekly here, I guess. Perhaps.
Jesus.
Also,
that's a bold statement to say that.
Yeah. The other thing, Kenny Omega and whatnot, because like they made a whole brouhaha about Kenny Omega being on Impact Wrestling. That's why they uploaded it to YouTube. Smart move.
He did the longest promo in history.
Yeah.
From like the back of a caravan. It wasn't even bad.
Might have been the same RV that
Josh
they did.
Matthews said nothing.
Yeah, he really didn't say anything. Yeah. Yeah, they changed the nameplate, which I thought was pretty cool, and then they basically said the same thing that they said on Dynamite, pretty much. So it really wasn't anything. It's just you got like the first draft basically on Impact of what the promo was on Dynamite. So I don't know. I thought it was pretty good. I thought this is a pretty good tactic, and I really like the in-show advertisement from Tony Khan and Tony Schiavone, where basically like they're just jabbing at the fact like, oh, I could file a lawsuit or an injunction on Kenny Omega, and but I won't. You know, I'm gonna hear what he has to say, and then he can come back on Dynamite and cut a promo on us. But Tony Schiavone said something about like how he spent like one night in TNA wrestling and then he quit the business in 18 years. I thought that was a pretty good jab. But yeah, in case you missed that, that's what happened. It was pretty good.
I'm still in March, you know.
Yeah. Well, when you get caught up. Oh, that was the other thing. Speaking of old things, I don't know if you remember back in the day, when Impact was trying to compete with WWE Raw on Monday nights and whatnot, they had like
that was 11 years ago now.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Remember when they thought like Cody Deaner was a draw?
Who?
I don't know that was ever serious, was it? I know he was used for a while.
He was, and guess who's back? Guess who I saw on the one episode of Impact that I was tuned into because of the whole Kenny Omega angle? Cody Deaner. Thank you. Yeah.
I still don't know who it is.
I
Cody Deaner. Yeah. He hung out with ODB for, I don't know, a couple of months, I guess.
Yeah.
And then she got fed up with him, if I remember right.
Oh, that rings a bell.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Cody Deaner.
With Cousin Jake.
May as well bring back North Furnham.
He's in Dynamite. I don't think. Well, they can do that actually.
They could do that now.
Yeah. Although now he's ditched the librarian gimmick, and now he's like a Playboy sort of thing.
Of course.
Playboy
Let's go from one silly gimmick to another.
Yeah. Also, Sami Callihan just trying to quote Alex Trebek on something and used an outdated dollar amount, and that was just like, no buys. 0 buys.
An outdated dollar amount.
Yeah.
Well, they've changed the values.
Yeah.
So he said 300, and there hasn't been a 300 on the board for 15 years.
Basically, yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah, I was like, that's how you get me to not believe in your gimmick, pal. Oh, also, another thing is, I mean, there's been some controversy with Moose, but he's still the TNA Heavyweight Championship. And the quote Josh Matthews here verbatim, he said, if you're just joining us for the first time and wondering how Moose won the TNA World Heavyweight Championship, he didn't. It's a prop that he carries around as a belt.
Aren't they all?
Oh,
such a Kevin Nash thing to say.
In between eating your ravioli.
God. So, I don't know, I thought it was pretty good to watch TNA for a change. Or Impact, sorry.
I'm hearing about the fact that you're watching it. I mean, you're still in business.
Let's have a look.
Well, let's take a look. I don't know. I mean, it's. I mean, is Impact Wrestling still in business? I don't know. I mean, it could be. It could be. Let's see. Yeah, wow. There it is. Yeah. Hey. Incredible. I don't have the
only production we ever did for this show, and it still works.
It's still relevant. I can't believe it's still relevant. Unbelievable.
Oh.
You know when you realize now that Impact Wrestling is going to be still going long after I'm gone.
I mean, you never know.
Unbelievable.
I mean,
the amount of joking that we did about it, and the amount of absolute shit booking, and the amount of ridiculous things that happened with that promotion.
Yeah.
And we kept joking they were like fucking the wrestling version of a cockroach.
Yeah.
And now it's coming the other way where they're actually pretty decent again.
Yeah.
It's like
there was a time when they were like about to go under.
Yeah.
They were selling everything.
Yeah.
They were working from a friggin' warehouse.
Yeah.
Bound for
With
Glory, their
boxes of
biggest show,
t-shirts.
had like no people, basically, that one time, if you remember.
One in Japan where fucking people were pretending to be champions.
That was the RV joke I was trying to make earlier.
Oh god, yeah, the fucking jeez.
I was laughing in the RV. Yeah.
Wasn't there a rumour that WWE had paid for one of the shows just when they were like literally on the last legs?
Maybe, yeah.
There's a rumour going around that WWE had paid so they could get on air because they were going to buy them anyway.
Something like that.
And then obviously they didn't.
There was that. There was possibly, like, I think there was a couple of times when Billy Corgan.
Yeah, he was involved as well, wasn't he?
Yeah, when he had control of the company, he I think supplied some money because otherwise they wouldn't have been able to do like a show like Slammiversary or something like that.
Remember the owl?
Yeah, the Anthem Owl.
Oh my god. Forgotten about the owl.
Oh my god.
That'll be on. You were talking about AEW Retro. That'll be on Impact Retro.
I was just going to say that fucking owl will get inducted into WWE Hall of Fame soon.
Oh, they're scraping the barrel on the Impact Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is true.
Get the owl in there.
The owl might show up on AEW, you know.
It just flies in. Oh man,
it's probably about time to start doing TNA Retro at this point. It's been a while.
Yeah,
I'm already a year behind on AEW. I can't afford to be doing TNA as well.
It's crazy to think. I mean, I never really got into TNA, but it's crazy to think some of the stars they had there, and you look at it around now.
Think, like, I mean, like even on this show, like I was arguing about, can you imagine if people like Samoa Joe and AJ Styles actually made it into WWE and things? And it's just like
they were still.
That's a crazy thought in itself. We used to have a go at, like, as you say, TNA were having, like, was not the best. And superstars like Samoa Joe. Samoa Joe's a commentator on Monday Night Raw.
Yeah.
Who had that prediction 10 years ago?
And he's still using that ridiculous name.
Yeah.
Better than Joey Samoa.
Mildly better.
Yeah, it was.
Can you imagine if we'd have done this show 10 years ago and you'd have gone, oh yeah, it's alright, tomorrow he'll be on Raw and he'll be commentating on Raw in a few years.
Yeah, he'll commentate Raw because JR will be at a rival company and Jerry Lawler would die on air and have to be replaced or whatever.
A rival company set up by Cody Rhodes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that guy from the Legacy.
Cody Rhodes.
Dashing Cody Rhodes.
The one that's wearing that mask.
Yeah.
The guy that Randy Orton didn't pin at WrestleMania that day. His claim to fame. Dashing Cody Rhodes.
Also, Impact's Final Resolution is ongoing right now, by the way, on paper.
I should say that's tonight, isn't it?
Yeah.
Now.
I wonder how many people have actually heard of on that card.
There's Tommy Dreamer. He was doing
him.
stuff. Yeah.
How old is Tommy Dreamer now?
He's up there.
Is he like short of money or something? Because he just seems to wrestle wherever he can.
I think he just loves the business that much.
Fair play to him, because he's not burning bridges with anyone either.
No, not really. I mean, he helped out WWE. He was like a front office guy.
True.
What?
He's 49.
Wait.
No.
That can't. No.
He's had a tough life.
You gotta add 10 at least there.
I'm gonna go check his Wikipedia. Which is probably
Wikipedia says 49. Turns 50 in February.
Huh.
Fucking hell. He's still got a shot at... He could still have a match with Undertaker at WrestleMania this way.
He was about 49 in ECW.
I was gonna say, he's been 49 for 20 years.
That's crazy.
So apparently Tommy Dreamer defeated Larry D in an old school rules match, whatever that is.
Yeah.
And since
Got a
Dreamer
wrestling
won,
match.
They can't say
Larry D.
They can't say Extreme Rules.
Okay, so it's an extreme. Fair enough.
Or
Hardcore. Yeah.
With the stipulation that Larry D now goes to jail for the attempted murder
Yeah.
of John C. Bravo.
Yeah. That was another thing on that episode of Impact, is like they had to make that match during like a backstage skit or whatever, and then the Team Canada guy that now runs the show or whatever was like, I don't like you making matches, but you can't ruin my mood or whatever. But yeah, basically, yeah, a wrestling match to determine whether or not somebody goes to jail, yeah, for attempted murder.
Nice.
So Game of Thrones.
I guess so.
Trial by combat.
And you picked Tommy Dreamer.
Did,
Right. That's the execution.
If that's what's his name? Larry D.
Larry D. Not Larry David.
Not to be confused with Barry D.
So he's gone to jail now.
Apparently, yeah.
Right, okay. In that case, shouldn't James Storm go to jail for pushing Mickey James in front of a train?
Statute of limitations.
Fair enough.
Why is he Larry D? Apparently his name is Lawrence Jones. That's not a D.
No, should be Larry J, surely.
Larry J.
Is it like his middle initial or something?
I've no idea.
Crazy.
So who is John E. Bravo? Because it's not Johnny Bravo.
I don't know.
Oh, if Johnny Bravo was in there, I'd be watching that shit.
Especially if he's played by The Rock.
Jesus.
Oh, I was expecting the full-on cartoon character.
Yeah.
The cartoon.
If WWE can put a hologram in a Hell in a Cell match, Johnny Bravo can be in TNA.
He can make a run in, yeah. Oh, man. Is there anything else? Because I think we've just kind of covered everything for the time being.
Who's TNA's champion these days?
I think Rich Swann, believe it or not, he's the Impact World Heavyweight Champion. If you want to go by the TNA belt, that's Moose. But he didn't win it, and it's a prop.
No.
It's established by Josh Matthews.
I used to love Rich Swann's theme in WWE.
I hated it.
I couldn't handle it.
Brilliant. Like, it was, yeah, I could handle
it. I was right in thinking that Rich Swann was let go from WWE because of accusations.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah.
And was he found not guilty, but he'd already gone there?
I think...
I remember it.
I can't
turned out
remember.
to be nothing.
Yeah.
Unproven, anyway. Same as Enzo. Got accused of stuff. Never went anywhere. Still suffering for it.
Yeah, that's technically true. With his consensual penis.
Yeah, his consensual penis has got a bad name now.
Got 0
Yeah,
dimes.
its name's consensual. That is an awful name.
Soft.
Oh, he said there's only one word to describe it, and just left the rest of the imagination.
God.
I'm quite proud of myself tonight. That's about 3 I've done now.
Jesus.
Also, sorry, just to, TNA getting their pay-per-view names from 90s action films.
Yeah, what about
it? The
One
next
called Delta Force.
The next one's called Hard to Kill.
Yeah, Steven Seagal's going to be the special referee.
I wonder if that was the Hard Justice and they just renamed it to Hard to Kill.
Hard Justice just sounds like a gay porn film.
Yeah, it does. It really does. It's always had that stigma around it.
There's also TNA, There's No Place Like Home.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Is that the one where history goes out the window?
For one night.
It was supposed to be on April the 3rd, apparently. And Shark Boy was on the poster.
Huh.
Wow.
Was,
Wow. I never thought I'd see a show where Shark Boy was the headline on the graphic. Yeah, wow.
D'Lo Brown and Mr. Anderson were scheduled to represent the Aces and Eights at this event.
April 3rd, 2020, canceled because of the pandemic. Wow. Wow. I guess I'll have to do it next year because everybody's assuming next year is going to be A-okay. Anyway.
Didn't you, I should say you, as in you, you're in charge.
Oh.
Didn't you, approve the vaccine today?
I beg your pardon? I don't know.
No, I read that. Apparently America have approved the vaccine today.
Oh, did they? Oh. Oh, I think I saw something about it, the first Pfizer vaccine or something like that was
Yeah, but the same one we've been using for...
No, I was just going to say, that thing that, your main scientist said, the UK have rushed it too much. You've just said, yeah, they were right.
No, they're not fucking. We'll just copy from that.
They've been injecting people for a few days, and we've not heard of anyone growing another arm and leg, so...
Nobody's a zombie yet.
They had, though, didn't they? I know there was not another arm or zombie, but some people had some pretty bad side effects from it. Bad enough to not want the booster shot. However...
No, it wasn't as bad as they made it out. It was two nurses who already had allergic reactions.
Yeah, they carry EpiPens for allergic reactions.
Apparently, the story's been blown way out of proportion because apparently they were fine within half an hour.
Yeah, that's what I mean. They just took the pen and they were fine, but it's just... But the thing is it's like I say, I mean, you get that with your flu vaccination. Sometimes you get a reaction to things, so... It's just that thing, innit? It's like everyone's got the magnifying glass on it because they want to think that, like you say, I Am Legend's going to come true.
Yeah, the American public will start to receive the Pfizer biotech vaccine from Monday after it was authorised for emergency use today. There you go, Schmidt, you're going to be fine.
For now. Dun dun dun.
Oh,
I'd so laughed if I was the doctor that was administering that vaccine to Donald Trump and I put a post-it note on it that said bleach.
Oh.
Now, don't you worry, Donald. I'm following your top advice.
He
Stick
didn't
this in
say
your
that. That's fake news.
Or maybe
I
I just
to
put
get
on the
UV light into the body somehow.
open wide.
Do you know there was actually a company that was trying to do that? Was legitimately thought that would be a good idea, and they got banned from Twitter because Twitter thought it was a parody.
Wow.
There's too many stupid people on this planet.
It wouldn't surprise me if Trump's already had it.
Oh, he'll have had something, right? He's
already had some from when they treated him. Probably a mixture of that anyway.
Well, that's what I mean. They said he was given a mixture, but they wouldn't actually come out and say what it was, would they?
No.
He was given something to what was the word they used? Experimental.
Yeah.
Experimental drugs he was given. It wouldn't surprise me if it was the vaccine.
They're not going to use an experimental drug on the president.
That's what they said. I'm sure they said that. Anyway, it's Trump. You give him what he likes.
Yeah, pretty much.
Fucking bloody experimental. They probably gave him paracetamol.
Well, I think that's going to be it for that. We'll wrap up this week's edition of the IWC.
Just as we veered into the world of politics.
Yeah.
How convenient.
Oh, look at the time. We'll be back. We'll be back next week with the TLC prediction show, which I cannot believe is next week. Because my reaction was the same as Bean's. Like, it's right before Christmas. Like, what are you doing? But yeah,
we're nowhere near Christmas yet.
Yeah, still got plenty of days.
Nearly next year.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, fuck's sake! Don't. That is just ridiculous.
Do you know when they said that this whole pandemic was going to be over by Easter?
Oh yeah, when we start to get the warmer weather, it'll just die off.
Yeah.
I honestly, I remember having a conversation with my mate who was being furloughed, and he was like, "Oh, I reckon. How long do you reckon it'll be? Do you reckon, like, I'll get him back? We'll be back by May?" And I said, "No." I said, "That's been a bit unrealistic." I said, "Maybe about end of June, July, and
I
it
said
should
June.
be." Fucking, we're sat here, Christmas week, fucking unbelievable.
Yeah, when he said Easter, what he meant was Easter 2021.
Yeah, Easter next year.
It's been 22, the way it's going.
Maybe.
Oh, don't you start.
We'll be back
The
next
next
week.
WrestleMania that we have will be in the UK. It'll be WrestleMania 45.
The return of fans.
Yeah. Anyway, have a great weekend. We'll see you next week. Take care. Good night.
Bye.